There we go. Hi, everybody. I'm going live early because I'm out here. So I apologize if I'm not all rainbows and sunshine. So I, yeah, what can I say? Yeah, I, uh, I don't know. Let me fix this. There's a QR code right here. If anybody can help, there's a QR code. There's this thing up here that'll let you know when we're getting close. Or just what's there. And by the way, uh, to the individual who's in stream that donated the 25, thank you. Greatly appreciated, man. It'll help. It'll definitely help. I keep complaining about it over the years, and I never dug myself out from underneath it, and now I'm in a spot where I got to come up with $4,000 today. Thankfully, the disconnect notice doesn't get issued for another week or two, so I have a little bit of time. I understand, Z. Trust me. All I ask is if you could just share it out on your socials and try and get some more eyes on it. What's up, gentleman who's got a new name? How are you? I really I more or less am just kind of streaming to stream tonight. There's no like real goal. I mean, there's a goal, but I'm not working on printers. I'm in a bad place in my head and I won't be able to focus to do too much. So, more or less, you're just going to watch me sit here and wallow like a whiny ass. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a rough spot in my head. I think some of you can understand that. I'm pretty sure most all of you can understand that. We all get in a rut from time to time. It's been a long day at work, and when I got the little notice that today was the day they wanted money, I was like, well, son of a bitch. So it hit me, and it was a drag my ass through work kind of a day, and you know, tell some dirty jokes and get in a better headspace. Sounds like a plan. There are people online who think she so flat. Oh, Zolan, gotta love them flat earthers. They think everything is flat. Yes. Oh, but guys, no, I'm trying to keep the head up, but it's just been a rough day. The morning started out shitty, and then I got the little notification that, hey, we need this today, or you're in default of your payment agreement, and yeah. So the 4,000 like I posted, the $4,094 and some change. So it's $4,095 if you round up, but I rounded down. Um, but that's where I'm at. I gotta come up with that. There is alerts, so if and when people submit monies, it should pop up on here. I don't have a way to test it other than to have people spend monies. They don't have like a test button like you get in Stream Elements. It's just a browser plugin that I put in. So like this one's a browser, that one's a browser, and then the little poofy that'll pop up in the middle is a browser as well. But let's get some hellos in there. Vince, good to see you. JPP, Zolan, Captain, Science Sniper, Martine, aka the Shrimp Daddy. Good to see you guys. I hope you're all doing well. I have some stuff I gotta ship out too. I'll get that done at some point. I'll get that done. But no, the wifey yelled at me when I was at work today, and she told me, she's like, you haven't streamed in a while, go stream. That'll help you out. It'll give you something to do to get your mind off of stuff. And I told her, I said, my mind's like gone. It's been like this for, you know, since whenever I streamed last. That would be, I guess, I can do a little story time for those who haven't caught the X post or the TikTok video. I can kind of rehash that a little bit, give you guys something to listen to. As I've told many of you in the past, it doesn't hurt to ask companies for stuff. Worst case, they tell you no. That's not the case anymore. The worst thing they can do is tell you that you have an ultimatum with that company. What I mean by that is I still don't want to out the company. Just know that if you see a random box with a printer in it ever sitting in my house and then you don't ever see the box again, just know that's why. Bearded Printer, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. I guess to those who don't understand why this stream is going on today, let me first recap what's going on. I was at work today and got the notification from my power company that I am in default of a payment agreement and that I need to come up with at least this much money today in order to reinstate the payment agreement. Like most companies, if I pay this much money today, I don't think they'll argue, or not today, if I pay this much money before the disconnect, I don't think they're going to argue. I don't know when the disconnect's going to be now that the weather's getting nice. I'm assuming give it a week to 2 weeks. I think they said the 1st of April is when the disconnects will either go out or take place. So I have like 2-ish weeks. Yeah, like 2-ish weeks before it's either disconnected or going to be disconnected after that, something to that effect. So I have to come up with this much monies and I don't have that. So I started a GoFundMe because maybe someone can help. And if not, just spread the word and maybe friends of friends can help. I don't know. This is my first actual go at a GoFundMe. And I mean, I tried once before with the furnace and that failed miserably. The only person who put in any money was $100 from my dad. Nobody else did. But like I said, I mean, my friends are all in a very similar situation to me, so it's hard for my friends to do more than spread the word, and I'm fine with that. And if this doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I will figure something out. I mean, I have to, right? There's no other option. I have to figure something out. So the sooner I can de-stress on this, the better. Hey, look at that. It did pop up the little thingy. Did you see it right there? So thank you for that. Thank you. And it did update too right there. Look at that. So it is working. So thank you, good sir. You know who you are in chat. I greatly appreciate you. And like I said to the other guy that did earlier, you know who you are as well, and thank you. When's the stream show? JPP. Yeah. You guys have probably paid me to put the clothes back on. But what I talked about last night in my TikTok is stemming from an email conversation. I've told you guys before, like, it doesn't hurt to ask companies for something. Worst case, they say no. Well, at least I thought that was the worst case. I found out that there is something worse that a company could do. I reached out to this company. I won't say their name, but it wasn't Creality, it wasn't Prusa, it wasn't Bamboo. I will tell you, it wasn't one of them three. But I reached out to many companies, just letting them know that, my name's Dan. This is my YouTube channel. On here, we usually do what I call the 3D printer rehab project. We rebuild old printers and then give them away to those less fortunate. If you happen to have any like Amazon returns, any extra pieces, hardware, things like that could be used to rebuild printers and then get them into those hands, if you would consider me. And also some companies when I would reach out to them, I would ask if they had maybe a 3D printer that I could build on stream and then have as a part of the backdrop here, and machines that I could set up and have back there for you guys to see and to check out, and for me to give you my honest opinions on what I think of the machines. If they stick around, I like them. If they don't, then there's probably a reason why it's gone. This company got back to me and said that at this time, they're not sending out any review units to anyone. But if I'd like to put a share link in my video descriptions, that would help to that would help build the rapport with the company. But a share link basically means I get a small commission on a sale for every device you guys buy based on my share link, and it lets them know what kind of traffic I get. I get that part, but that's not the part that they said. I told them that putting a share link in the description for a device that I don't own and telling people to buy it based on me just saying it is the negative type of shilling. Because as I said last night, we're all a shill of some kind, whether it's an honest shill who uses the product and feels as though it's a good product and you tell them, or someone who just wants money, chases money, and pushes whatever crap they can without having any knowledge of it. Disingenuous, yes. In this community, the problem is this: a large majority of the 3D printing companies don't support their product. The community does the support for them. Now, if I shill a product that I don't own, that I don't have, and that I've never had hands-on with, and I shill that product and you guys buy it based on my opinion, you come back to me, I don't own the product. I can't help you very much with said product other than basic 3D printing issues that all 3D printers have. There's not really much I can do to support that, to help you based on my opinion or my shilling of that product to you, and I can't support that. Morally, I can't do that. I cannot push a product on you guys that I personally don't enjoy, use, whatever. At the same time, you're all big kids. You'll spend your money how you want to spend your money. But that being said, as big kids spending your money, if you're spending your money based on my opinion and I don't have the product, that's bad. That's just not good, you know. No, Thorpe, I'm not calling you fat. I'm actually kind of in a mood, so I'm probably going to end up with a bunch of stuff being said going over my head today. So, but no, I don't, you know. Who is this Thorpe? Yeah, I know this Thorpe guy. He's, you know, he's kind of a crazy fella. But no, I told them that, you know, that's something that is kind of frowned upon by a lot of people in this community, is shilling products without having the product. And I said, you know, big or small content creator, it's not really a good look, not only for the individual, but for the company to do such a thing. So the company said, you know, hey, maybe you should consider, you know, maybe we just thought maybe you'd consider it, you know, and that might help with, you know, decisions in the future. And I said, no, you know, I don't do that. I don't shill a product I don't have. Chair Bugs, what's up? Jemmy Kennel. Yeah. But I told him, I'm like, I don't do that. And I did say that if you even wanted to send me one of your lower end units, something in the 4th iteration, maybe you can figure that out. But I said, maybe if you want to send me one of your lower end units, the sub $200, sub $170 units that you have, if you want to send me one of those, then, you know, that would just be something, and that would help, you know, that could help me have another unit here to play around with and do things with and print parts on and say, you know, these parts were printed on this printer sponsored by said company. But they haven't gotten back to me now, and I don't care at this point, because even if they did get back to me now, I'm had, you know, now 48 hours of stewing on it, and I still feel the same way. I can't in my, you know, in here, I can't do that now. They basically tainted it for me in such a way that I don't even want to associate with them. Not that I'll ever be this big giant content creator that's going to be, 100,000 views every month, and or hundreds of thousands of views every month and hundreds of thousands of subs. I'm not. Maybe I hit 2K. Woohoo! That's where I'll be happy. I don't care. I'm going to do what I do just to do what I do. So, but yeah, that company, as far as I'm concerned, I've written them off. If something shows up, like I said, if a random printer box shows up and you see it shiny and new sitting in the background, there's a good chance it's not going to stay. I'll give that away to someone and let them deal with it. I can't rightfully do that. I can't shill to you guys something that I don't know just to get something for it. Because it would have been a share link, so it would have been a commission thing. I would have gotten a commission, but a couple of bucks on every printer doesn't make up for the amount of, questions, comments, this, that, and the other that is going to come my way. So, yeah, no, it's just not going to happen. Hey, if they want to send me a big fat check, I mean, hell, right now I could be their cheapest form of advertising. If Fleshlight wants to send me a product and they want to send me a check for that amount right there, I'll give them 6 months of advertising. The streams are already labeled not for children, so I'll give them 6 months of advertising for that price right there. I'll put their little logo down here. Hell yeah. We'll stream once. We'll give them a guaranteed one night a week. I'll guarantee one night a week for the next 6 months. We'll say the stream brought to you by, insert that company's name. I don't want to give them a freebie one right now. Got to hold out, right? I mean, I'm sure I've never used the product, but I'm sure I could make a go at it. I'm sure I can have some good feedback for them if they're interested. Hold on. What'd you say here? I forgot about that. You could reach out to Adam and Eve. They do paid sponsorships. Yeah, I could see if they wanted to. I know they've got a pretty good one going with PSR. He's doing them a lot of good, but I don't think they'd pay that kind of money for 6 months on this channel. I could be wrong, Same here. Same here. Not Thorpe. Just another 3D printing guy, aka not Thorpe. Yep. So, but Ryan, it is good that you have an established name now. You're not just who you are anymore. You are established. So I will honor that. It's hard to tell. It's very small. I'll have to look at it larger later, but it kind of looks like a printer of some sort. Go to channel. Let's see if it'll let me go to your channel and see your there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what printer that is. I don't know that printer off the top of my head, sir. Not going to lie. Yes, there are several Ryans in the 3D printing space. JPP, what is that one? What is Thorpe's little thing there? It's the JPP A2 Max Plus S1. Ah. So you went all kinds of crazy and just slapped everything on there. Got it. Got it. But yeah, guys, back to what I was saying. I can't do that with the company. I can't shill to you guys something I don't know, that I can't support, that I can't help you with if you have problems. Like, I can't be that guy. All right. Like, if I don't know the product, I'm not going to push the product on you. Like I said, based on, other people's reviews, they've had problems with the larger versions of that series of printer. Um, but that's up to you to decipher what I'm saying right now. But you need a Casey sponsorship? Yeah. It'd be nice to get Casey's to sponsor me. Drink their fountain pops and eat their food. You're going to create a solid oak birch model Z100R5. Damn. It's going to be an expensive one there, bud. Solid oak. Pricey. Casey's Pizza is the bomb. You are correct. When it comes to quick gas station pizza and even some of the other chains that are out there, Casey's Pizza is better than some of the other pizza chains that are out there. So I used to make Casey's pizzas back in the day, guys. I used to work at Casey's for a hot minute. So I worked in the kitchen and I made the pizzas. So, place off the bamboo wood label. Yeah. Digital Dragon, good to see you, sir. What's going? I was at work today and I got the notification that I'm in default on a payment agreement with my power company and that this much money needs to be paid today in order to reinstate the agreement. I don't have that kind of money laying around, so can't very well pay that. The suggestion of start a GoFundMe came up and I did. And then my wife yelled at me and told me I needed to stream tonight because she's tired of me sitting in the house with my tail between my legs. So we're just kind of hanging out and chatting tonight. Nothing planned because I can't. My ADHD and my evil head is making it very hard for me to focus. So I'm just hanging out and talking. I was telling a story about a 3D printing company that recently gave me an ultimatum that if I wanted product from them, I should put a share link in my videos and push the product on you guys without having it, owning it, knowing anything about it, other than knowing that some of my friends have received the larger variant of said unit and have had nothing but problems with them. And I wasn't looking for a larger variant. I would take the smaller one, but they wanted me to first post a share link so that it would look good for them to want to consider me in the future for possible units. So that company has now been written off from me. I want nothing to do with them. The fact that I explained to them that that's considered shilling, which again, if you're putting a link to something in a video, it's a shill. There's good shilling and bad shilling, and that was bad shilling, or that is bad shilling, to push a product you know nothing about on your fans and viewers and everybody in hopes that they will go buy it so you can pull a quick small commission and then have to be the one to support the product because you pushed it onto your viewers not knowing anything about it other than word of mouth. So yeah, you agree 1,000%. And the message behind it, yeah, I'm not trying to sway anybody's decision. Like if you are perfectly comfortable being the kind of person to just shill a product and pull a paycheck, then do that. That's you. Push your product, get your bag. Like I said in my video, like if that's what you want to do, then you do that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to handle it. I'm not going to do it because that's not who I am. That's not how I am. That's not what I'm going to do. So, but yeah, Digital Dragon Focus. The Focus's downfall was the fact that they let their quality control slide so damn bad. Their first few rounds of machines weren't terrible. The gimmick of a foldable gantry is just that. It was a gimmick. But the overall, like I got one of the first units that they sent out. It wasn't terrible. The wheels weren't falling apart. The printer wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't terrible. Then you fast forward to 6 months down the road when they were starting to just give away so many printers and push their products so damn hard they couldn't afford to keep going at the rate they were. They started cutting corners, buying cheap garbage V wheels, and the V wheels were falling apart on the machine. And that's terrible. And then the machines went to shit, and everybody who was promoting the products were not promoting the same product they had. They were promoting the lesser quality product that they were pushing out to everyone. Everybody started having problems, and all these people that were pushing the better product that they received looked like shit because of it. See, the meat on the board to cook. Ah. Oh, nice. Cherry. Yep. Glowing coals. Nice, JPP. Nice. But yeah, I mean, just reminded me of Joel's video. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, so many companies that, like, they don't care about the content creator. They care about their bottom line, and they want more people talking about their products. That's the big reason why I'm not talking about them, because good or bad, you know, conversation is conversation. And, you know, like they say, there's, you know, it's just garbage that I just don't want to be involved in. I'm not gonna push a product just to push a product. Like, if I can't use it, and I'm going to be the one having to support it, because again, we all know that most of these 3D printing companies do not support their product very well at all, if at all. And they leave their communities to do it. And if I'm pushing the product and telling you guys to buy it so I can pull a $2 commission on every sale, it's not worth it for me to take my time to help you work on your problem because I opened my mouth and said something about something I know nothing about. That's just stupid. I don't even care. Like I said, you know, like, these companies have sent me products and I have, you know, talked about their products. Like, Micro Swiss supports, you know, what I do, and they've sent me hot ends for years, and direct drive kits and everything for years, and I still love Micro Swiss, and I still use Micro Swiss, and I'll still tell you to get Micro Swiss stuff. If you have a machine that Micro Swiss works with, use Micro Swiss. It's good stuff. You know, LDO, Jason has supported a lot of what I've done over the years. I will always, and a lot of us can still say that LDO does care about the community. You know, Polymaker, for as big as Polymaker is, they still care about the little guys when it comes to the streams. They're not looking to work with just the higher end guys. They want to work with all of us. They want anyone in the community, they want to work with you, and that's a good thing. You know, Printed Solid, I've worked with Printed Solid for years, and granted, we've had a small hiatus, but I still love Printed Solid. I'm still going to support Printed Solid. I'm still going to buy from Printed Solid. I just bought 2 Prusa Core 1s for the school through Printed Solid. 2 reasons. One, because, you know, I'm stateside and I'm working at a school, so we have to buy stateside. But 2, because Dave and the gang have been so good to me over the years that even in our little hiatus where we haven't talked much, I still was reaching out to Printed Solid to buy the printers and deal with Printed Solid because I love those guys. They're awesome people. I enjoy dealing with them. You know? I'm 6'2", based on height, but I'm still a small guy based on numbers. One day we'll hit 2K. Yeah. I would like to do 2K by May, but I don't have, like, dedicated stuff. You know, you like dealing with cake. I know you do. Dan thinks he's small, yet I've talked to a number of creators who know you. Well, Captain, that's cool, man. Like I said, I've had in a good sense. Yeah. The thing is there's the, like, with me, as you guys know, I'm, for some reason, you guys are fascinated listening to my stories, coming and hanging out and talking to me. And it's not for everyone, and I'm not growing at any crazy rate, and that's fine. I'm not looking to be the next million subscriber YouTube channel. You know, I am who I am. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm not for everyone, and I'm not for every day. You know, like, you have days where there's other people streaming and you'd rather watch them, and I understand that. I'm never going to take precedence over anyone else in this community, and I understand that. But because of, I guess, just me, because of me, I've been able to make friends with a lot of great people in this community. Um, you know, I'll tell the story again. When I was at 80 or at less than 70 subscribers, I was 60 some subscribers, and I was doing hangouts during the Rona times. And I was doing the hangout streams, and Joel popped in, and Joel at this point had a couple 100,000, you know, at the time, or was right around 100,000, I believe, or over 100,000. So he very much well, or very much more well known in the 3D printing space than little old me. And Joel popped in and just hung out with us for like an hour, just hanging out, chatting it up, talking to everybody, having a good time. And it was great. And he did that like 3 or 4 times through 2020, 2021, where he would just pop into the hangout streams with everybody and just talk. And he didn't pop into a lot of the hangout streams, but he was always attracted to come and hang out on mine. And I greatly appreciated that. And because of that, whenever I see Joel at any of the events and things like that, he's always like, "Hey Dan, how's it going?" You know, and I made friends with Jim from the Edge of Tech. Jim's a 3-hour drive. I've been up to his new studio before it was his new studio. So the new studio he's streaming in, I was in it before he was moved into it. He had been in it, obviously, but before he was even moved into it, when the old business was still in there, he and I, when I went up to see him and I brought back all those printers, he took me for a walk through. So I knew where it was. I knew all, you know, all these little goodies, like his plans for how he was going to set it up. And I did tell him that if he needed help moving, to give me a holler, and I'd drive up and help him move stuff. He never reached out, but that's okay. Yes, I did. I've robbed him several times. The last trip up there, I robbed him of 8 or 9 machines. So I came home with 9 machines. Yeah. Oh, JPP, I don't have it set up to, like, I don't have it set up to pull people in, bud. Sorry. Uh, yeah, I don't have today's stream set up to be able to pull anybody in. I'm sorry. I just figured I'd hang out and chat, and whoever wanted to come and hang out, great, you know. Bearded, yes. Yes, everybody who's here is awesome people, man. Good people who, you know, are here uh, to just hang out with me. I can tell you one of the most humble dudes in the 3D printing space, if you've never met him, is Brian Vines. The dude is just fucking amazing. He's just an amazing human being all around. Like, just, I love Brian with a pat. Like, if I went the other way, I would be wholeheartedly in love with that man. He is just the greatest person, like, hands down. Like, always so down to earth, fun to talk to. He's just a great guy. Like, I wish Brian's channel was bigger than it was. Like, anybody who's met him at the events, he's just an all-around great guy. And I'm not downplaying anybody else. I'm really not. They're all great people, and the people you see on camera aren't the people you always see in person. Um, but know that these people that are here are genuine. You know, they truly are genuine, and that's the great thing about it, is I've had opportunities to talk to and hang out with these people outside of the 3D printing space, and they're awesome people, you know. One of your favorite makers on the platform. Yeah, Brian is an amazing guy. Like, I love that dude to death. I can't say enough good things about him. I wish his channel was, you know, 1 million+ subscribers. And that was all he had to do for a living, because I would watch that man and listen to that man for hours at a time. You know what I mean? Like I miss when Brian would come to the, the events, and I hope that he can get out to events this year. Um, I'm not gonna lie, there's a really good chance that because this right here, um, however this plays out, I'm not going to Rocky Mountain, which means I have to tell my wife that we're not going to Rocky Mountain, that we're not going to Colorado, and that we're not going to have all these, you know, these plans that we had. Um, you know, Chris is a great guy too. I've always enjoyed talking to Chris. When I see him at the events, though, he is so swarmed with people. It's been very hard for me to have like real conversations with Chris. But Chris is a great guy too. I enjoy talking to Chris. He's an amazing guy. And when you see him at the events, even in the after parties and stuff, when they shut it down to the general public at like Murph, he's still that same guy. Like Chris that you see on stream is the same Chris you see in person. And even after the cameras are off and everybody's just hanging out, he's the same Chris. Like just a great, just a great fucking human being too, you know? Um, Steve, yeah, like you're gonna name names, and these are all people I have had conversations with, like in great length, and they're all like amazing people. You know, you all be good. Gotta go. Need to get this macro stuff figured out for this oval. All right, JPP, brother, thanks for hanging out. That's awesome. You're out 150 bucks because of his Sliceworks video last week. Oh, Havoc. Havoc, Havoc, Havoc. You should use my code, man. Save you 5%. Sliceworks. I got an affiliate link for Sliceworks in my Linktree. Sorry. A little bit of shilling there. A little bit of shilling. He goes by Mind Reader Nextel. Tech Jeeper, brother, you are an awesome human being, dude. Like, honestly, they're like there are a few people in this community, and I'm not going to play that game where I start bashing them and bad mouthing them, but there are some people in this community that I think they need to kind of reevaluate a little bit, kind of go back to the drawing board. Maybe stop looking at everyone as a form of payment. I'm asking for handouts right now. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I'm asking for handouts. If you can help, click this little guy right here. Click the link pinned at the top, and then help this number go up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm up shit creek. Like, I'm asking honestly, like, this is where I'm at. Like, this isn't, bullshit. I gotta make sure I don't dox myself, but give me a second here. It's not like you guys can't find me. I'm only a Google search away, right? If you know how to use Google, I'm only a Google search away. Just like 99% of us. Give me a second here just to make sure I don't dox myself too bad. Let's see. All right, as long as I scroll up just a little bit, it hides my number and all that good stuff. But there you go. Like, it's not a lie. Look, due date today, 3/13/25. It's not a lie, guys. That's my power bill. So it's been looming and it's been bugging me, and this is this number right here, they tell me, is the number that'll reinstate a payment agreement. That'll still leave me with $1,300 that I got to pay on top of whatever the bill is, which breaks down to, I think it probably didn't say it there, but it was like $280 some on top of whatever I used for the month for the next 9 months. Yeah, just BSing at the bar at the hotel. Yeah, when we went to Rocky Mountain last year. Rocky Mountain last year was amazing, just hanging out in the little bar area down in the bar, like down in the hotel, just hanging out till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, just talking to, all these people about crazy ideas, life, and just anything in general. Yes, yes, it is, Captain. And the reason, I will go back and explain to you guys how it got there. So a lot of you guys remember going back 3 years ago, my furnace went out and we were heating the house with a bunch of those. Thankfully, in Illinois, during that time, the power company won't shut you off. Then they will allow you to basically start a payment agreement, and they'll roll that big balance up. And in 3 months, we managed to rack up $3,000 in power, because it was costing $1,000 a month to run the space heaters to heat my house. And they were my house was only getting up to 50 degrees. So my house got up to 50 degrees all winter long. At its coldest, it was about 47, I think. We got down to like 47 one day, and that's when we had like a week of straight negatives. But that meant those heaters were running nonstop all day to try and get the house to anything. And then when the weather gets nice and they can do the disconnects, you can go and I would apply for LIHEAP, which is the low income energy heating, low income heating energy assistance program. I would apply for LIHEAP. They would pay about $700. They'd pay so much to electric and so much to gas. And then from there, it was like asking churches, but by the time you would ask, the churches were like, well, we're out of money right now. And I could go to the village here in town and ask them, and they could do like $400. So there's $1,100. But then as the months go on, because the balance is so high and you're rolling over so much, when you're paying $500 in back pay on top of $200 to $300 at, on a higher end, $200 to $300, but like $150 to $200, you're talking $700 a month payments on the power bill. We could never pay the whole thing and get caught back up. And then the next winter would roll around, and we had another winter where it was $1,000 a month paying, because we're using the space heaters. Got another $1,000 that brought it back up and got us up to that crazy high number. Because my daughter has cerebral palsy as well, we're able to get a medical exemption, but all the medical exemption does is stops the disconnect and rolls the balance up. So that's why the balance kept rolling and getting higher. And then, of course, through this winter, trying to make any payments on the power bill still weren't putting a dent in what we owed. So now that the weather is getting nice, and you're talking, we're going to be into April here pretty quick, and they said after April 1st is when disconnects will start happening. It's usually this coming week. Well, not this coming week, it's almost over, but like next week or the week after is when disconnects will go out from the power company, with disconnects going off, starting to shut off after April 1st. So realistically, even when I get the disconnect, there's still that window before the actual disconnect date that I can make a large enough payment, that right there, and then roll the $1,000 over, and then hope that, something falls in my lap and I'm able to pay off the whole debt that's left and then be ahead. It's a hope. But that's the thing. I got lucky. My mom helped me get the furnace replaced just before winter this year. So we were able to get a furnace, which gas tends to be cheaper during the winter months. So it didn't require as much electricity, which meant the monthly bills over winter were a little bit nicer, because we were running a furnace, not trying to heat the house with a bunch of these little, power suckers. So that helped. Finally, we were able to get a new furnace, but the new furnace is another $3,500 that my mom paid for. 46 years old, and my mother had to basically pay for my freaking furnace. You know, it's just Captain says check your DMs. All right, Captain, let me look at my DMs. Let me go over here, and I don't have Discord open. I forgot I restarted the PC. Let me reopen Discord. That's why I didn't know, Captain. I didn't have Discord loaded on here. I heard my phone go bloop bloop, but it does that all day long. You kind of get numb to it after a while. All right, let's see here. I got two of them actually. I don't know what Shammy meant by that, but yep, yep. Captain, yeah, that would suck, brother. That would suck. Sorry if this has already been done, but have you set up a GoFundMe? Big Jano, powered by GoFundMe. There's a QR code for the GoFundMe, bud. There's a GoFundMe out there. So if anybody does anything, there should be a little alert that pops up here too. I used all of GoFundMe's little widgets for this. So, but yeah, and oh yeah, and it's also pinned up here in the chat too. So yeah, silly Jano, silly guy. But yeah, I already have a GoFundMe set up. If anybody wants to hit the GoFundMe, please do. And then as GoFundMe pays into the account, I'll make payments onto the power bill. So I don't know what my maximum payment allowed will be, but if some miracle I get this much today, I'll call the bank tomorrow and tell them when the money hits the account to authorize the payment to Ameren because I need to pay my bill. For anybody who doesn't know what Ameren is, because you don't live in an Ameren area, maybe you're a ComEd, Ameren is my power company here. I have Ameren IP, or Illinois Power, because it used to be Illinois Power, and then Ameren bought them out and just named it Ameren IP. So I would make more money getting told to put my clothes back on though. So for me, it would just be better if I just kept my clothes on, and if you can send a little, send a little. But yeah, no, Captain, that's a beautiful machine, my man. I'm still trying to figure out what Shammy was trying to say here. Sorry, I got a message Shammy. Yeah, we just messaged Shammy to figure out what he was saying, because he said something, but I don't know what he was trying to say. So, but yeah, I mean, if you guys could share the link and just, if anybody can help, it would be greatly appreciated. I mean, ideally, um, like I said, I know that if I hit up Ameren and told him, ShamWow, I told him or I didn't tell him, but like, I know if I come to him with this much, I can at least reinstate the payment agreement. But ideally, I'd like to just get out from underneath the damn thing altogether. But I did set the goal at the lowest dollar amount so that hopefully we can get there. Oh, Mm, that's what he was asking me. Okay. Because he was saying something about 285, and I'm like, 285, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. The payment amount, if I do the payment agreements, 285 on top of whatever I use for the month. Realistically, that means I'll have a 400 to 450, probably, just rounding 450 a month power bill. I'd prefer not to have a $450 a month power bill. I'd like to get out from underneath it altogether, but realistically, even if I can get to this, that wipes out, the potential disconnect that's coming, and allows me to at least reinstate the payment agreement. So if it comes down to that, and that's all I can do, then that's all I can do. At this point, I just want to be able to stop the pending disconnect and be able to at least reset a little bit, breathe a little easier, and at least have 30 days before I have to, worry again. So that's where I'm at with the whole thing. So I don't expect any one of you to send $4,000, because if you have $4,000 that you're going to send me, what the hell is wrong with you? But at the same time, I mean, if you got that much money and you want to send it, it would be wrong of me to say no, because that's what you want to do. My phone's blowing up. What's up? Is it more teacherese stuff? What is it? Oh, it's letters in my daughter's my chart. For those who don't know, my daughter Avery, the youngest daughter, has cerebral palsy. I may have mentioned that about a billion times, but for those who don't know, my youngest daughter Avery has cerebral palsy. The problem with being able to use the medical exemption is you're only allowed one medical exemption in a calendar year. So 365 days from the last one you use, you have 365 days, not calendar year, but 365 days. We did use that already back in October. So can't use it again till October. But that being said, my youngest daughter, Avery, who has cerebral palsy, is going to be going in for surgery May 29th. I haven't really talked about this. I might as well, because, like I said, it's just kind of a chat stream. So my daughter, when she was 4 years old, had a surgery because part of her cerebral palsy, the hips, the ball on the hip was turned out and her knees were turned in. They did a surgery when she was 4 years old where they actually cut the bone at the top, the femur, I believe it's called, right? Is that the femur at the top, or is that something else? Anyway, the bone at the top where the hip socket is, they cut both of those all the way through, turned the ball in. Oh, I'm doing the hand thing. But they turned them in, and when they turned them in, they put a plate and screw in both legs. So she's got a plate and a screw at the top of each one of the legs, and then they went in behind the knee and they put a little slit and they cut and pinned the tendons out so that the knee could shift into place. So the hips are turned in, the knees are turned out, and that was fine and dandy, but she wears leg braces. She has braces on her ankles that she's been wearing since she was probably 2 years old. And she, over the years of wearing these leg braces, has gotten really bad flat feet, like to the point where the foot is flat like this and the leg sits here instead of here. And it's because her foot is flat that it's sliding off. So what they want to do is they want to fuse a bone on each side of her foot, and then that will bring the foot back up, moving the leg back under, and possibly making it to where she won't have to wear leg braces ever again. So she'll get an arch back in her foot. She'll hopefully be able to get off them leg braces and never have to wear them again. We're hoping for that part. But in order to fuse the bone, it's a surgery. So she's got to go in. May 29th will be the surgery for the first foot. Her left leg is about 3/8 of an inch longer than her right leg. And based on her growth cartilage in her hand, they do like growth cartilage. They look to see what kind of, when they showed the x-ray, there's like white tissue in the cartilage, and that white tissue means the cartilage is still growing. They said based on that, she looks like she's got about another year of growth in her cartilage. It doesn't mean she's going to stop growing. It just means the cartilage itself, there's only about another year of cartilage, like growth from the cartilage. And that being said, what he had stated was they could go in and remove some of the cartilage from her left leg to slow down the growth rate on her left leg. So they would pull some cartilage out of her left knee and do her left foot. At least that's the hope. We got to double check with the doctor and make sure that's where he's at. But so she'll have at least 2 surgeries coming up over the next well, May 29th, and then she'll have a 2-week follow-up, and then after that it's another 6 weeks to see how everything heals. And if everything goes well and she heals well, she can have the next surgery just before school starts and then go into her 8th grade year with leg cast and all that stuff just for the first few weeks of school. And if it doesn't, if the process is more than she can handle, then we do one this summer, do one next summer, and hopefully if they do the cartilage, take the cartilage out by next summer, the other leg will have caught up, and that'll even help with having to have like some kind of a shim that she has now in her right shoe. She wouldn't have to have a shim in her right shoe to even herself out, because when she walks, maybe one of these days I'll feel comfortable having her on camera. My ex-wife will not, necessarily be unhappy about that, and I'll have her on camera, and maybe I'll have her walk around the office so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, where she has the when she steps, she does this, because she's shifting from the low leg to the higher leg. So the big hope is that she'll be able to have some kind of like a normal childhood going into her freshman year of high school. The hope is to get all this done prior to freshman year. So there's a little part of what's been going on behind the scenes as well. Viking, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, that right there is kind of part of it, because we don't ever want our kids to have to, go through any of that crap. On top of that, I guess we'll just play the why has Dan been kind of absent for a while, and why is Dan's headspace all jacked up. There's this thing here, obviously. If you can help, please help. Greatly appreciated. Link, you can click that guy right there, or click the link up there. But that's what's going on with the wee one. And then on top of that, she's been having a lot of issues with lashing out and hitting and kicking, and we've been having a lot of issues with her being physically violent. So been dealing with that. Lots of mean, hurtful words. She's broken my heart on many occasions lately. And then on top of that, I mean, you've got, the other daughters are all, going through their things, and my wife's going through her stuff, and, it all just keeps compounding back down to one person, because, so it's all just been kicking my ass, and it's been hard for me to do anything. Jerry, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. But it's just been all just really been wearing me out. Like I go to a job where a large portion of the staff give 0 fucks about me, and that kind of wipes you out. And then you want to come home and you want your house to be a happy, healthy place, and it's not, and that wears at you. And then on top of that, it's like just this shit doesn't help. So I greatly appreciate any assistance, any help you guys can give. Spread the word, get it out there if somebody comes along and they can help. Greatly appreciate it. But like I said, I don't expect anything. I mean, if the $45 is a shock. $45 is a shock, to be honest with you, because I don't, with everything that's been going on and the way my head's been, I don't think that I have ever given anybody anything that's worth anything. So I don't feel as though I'm deserving of whatever is sent. It's how I feel. It's in my head. It's you guys have a different opinion of me, and that's fine. Most of you think I'm an asshole. You're pretty accurate. Um, but I don't know, you know, when it comes down to it, my advice is the same advice that anybody else can give. Why coming from me it means anything more, I don't know. Thank you, you know. Yeah, Viking brother, I know that me streaming tonight and talking to the group of individuals that I talk to, we're all in the same place. And that's part of the reason why I think a lot of you guys do come here. I think it's a part of the reason why a lot of you guys hang out with me, because we have that bond. The bond of we live paycheck to paycheck, we're broke, and we're trying to do things on budgets of some sort. So I think that's the biggest attraction probably, is that we all live a very similar life. We may not all have the same views on certain things, but we live a similar life. And as long as we can leave our views out of it, it makes for a good place to hang out and talk. You know, I said it once, I'll say it a million times. I don't give a shit who you voted for. I don't care what God you believe in, and I don't care your take on current political, you know, like current event situations. I don't care about any of that, because that's not who you are. That's how you feel about certain things, but that doesn't make you the person you are. The person that I talk to in these streams, the person that I've met in person at these events, the person that I live next door to, the person that I see every day is the person that you are, not your opinions on things, because, you know, your beliefs and your opinions are yours and yours alone. Not my place to change it. Don't want to change it. Never going to try to change it. You're going to be who you are. We can either get along or we can't. And if, you know, my political views, my religious views, or my views on, you know, what's going on in the world today are going to hinder our ability to get along, then I don't want to deal with that. So I don't want to lose friends over my opinions and my beliefs. Life's too short for that shit to matter. Like, it really is. The only thing you got to do every morning is wake up, and the only thing you got to do every night is go to bed. You know, wake up, go to sleep. Everything that happens in between, try to find joy in it. I mean, I'm still trying to find joy in today, but I'm hanging out with you guys, so there's a bonus. You know, like right there's some joy. I get to hang out with you guys. You know, 3D printing is the most important thing, anyways. Yes, it is, Viking. Yes, it is, brother. But yeah, kind of as I was saying though, like the stuff with my youngest daughter and then with my other daughters, it just compounds it. And then, you know, my wife has been battling all kinds of shit since 2020, you know, so for 5 years now, she's been battling things up and down. And it's the last like year and a half, 2 years, it's been really hard for her to work because of a lot of issues. And part of it is stubbornness. She just won't go to the damn doctor and keep annoying them until they look into it. But I'll smash my freaking hand in something and I'll go 2 weeks, 3 weeks before I say or do anything. You know what I mean? Will, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, to anybody who just popped in, again, Dan needs help, power bill relief. To anybody who missed it earlier, let me see if, let me bring it back up here again. The amount that you see right there, I don't want to dox myself, so bear with me while I adjust the screen, but here you go. Come on, focus. Let me get it in front of my face so it'll focus. There we go. That's my current bill due today. If you look underneath, it shows past due balance. But I screenshotted and shared earlier that if I pay this amount, they'll allow me to reinstate a payment agreement. So, If anybody can help, greatly appreciated. Again, there's a little QR code right here. There's a link posted up there. And this guy right here will keep track of how we're doing, as well as every time somebody makes a donation, it goes bloop right here. Not very big. It's like this big right here. It goes bloop. So your donation will pop up on chat for everyone to see, so they'll know that you did that. If you want to be anonymous, you just check the box for anonymous when you make your donation, and nobody will know it's you except for me. I'm currently working on fixing the size of the alert, though, so that it'll be much larger, because I know people like to see stuff large and in charge. So we'll put it like that so that hopefully it'll be good. There we go. So hopefully it'll be bigger and it'll take over my face now. Hopefully. But like I said, if you can't help me directly, if you could just kind of spread the word. If you think I'm a good person, feel free to tell people you think I'm a good person. And if you think I'm an asshole, at least be honest with him. Tell him he's an asshole, but he needs help, you know. I can go back and rehash the story for all the new viewers about what the email I got from that 3D printing company and why I'm sour towards them. I do need to look at these messages, because there's like, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 messages, 5 letters sent to my daughter's My Chart in the last, like, hour. Yes, Captain, you do. You got to tell the truth, man. I don't like lying to people. If you think I'm an asshole, you got to tell them I'm an asshole. All right, this is just one that says, let's see here. Avery is scheduled for the following procedure: right lateral column lengthening, medical column, let's see here, and strengthening of the Achilles tendon. Actual surgery may be changed due to, okay, so this one is actually going to do the right one first. Okay. Thought he was going to do the left one first. All right. Day of surgery, dress in comfy loose clothing. Patient will have anesthesia and must not eat anything 12 midnight prior to the surgery. No gum, candy, or mints unless otherwise specified. The procedure will be canceled if these guidelines are not followed. After surgery follow-up will be 3:15 at 3 p.m. All right, well, there's that one for the right lateral. What about, let's take a look at these real quick here. Complete the directions as provided. Physical therapy. Hold on. Okay. View details. Let me look at this again. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm just trying to kind of keep up with what's going on here. Oh. All right. Messages. There we go. I got to get in the right spot. Follow-up appointment. Nope. All right. Well. Automated messages. There we go. Notification. Appointment. Please click here to view more details. That's date 120. So, okay. So these are just old stuff. Okay. So that one, I don't know, it says there was like 4 of them, but I didn't see 4 of them. So, but yeah, so I was just talking about 5/29, and 5/29 is the date of her surgery. Apparently they're going to start with the right one. I'm going to call back, and I'm going to call the doctor's office tomorrow and see if there's any way we can probably see if he would do the left one and also do the cartilage removal first before he does the right leg, because the right leg is the shorter of the two. So maybe get the left leg worked out before you work on the right leg. Just a thought. But, you know, he is the doctor, so he'll know best. or should know best, right? But yeah, gang, I just you know, I just kind of been in my head lately, and you guys are seeing it now. I know you guys are. I'm not the normal, I'm not the normal Dan that is usually here cracking jokes and saying stupid shit and scatterbrained all over the place, working on a printer and chatting, and then working on a printer and then chatting. I'm just, I don't know how my wife tolerates this part of me, because this part of me, I would just ignore me constantly. It's kind of what I want, though. I just want to be left to sulk, just sit there. And she's just tired of looking at me, I think is what it is. And that's why she kicked me out of the house. She was just tired of looking at me. That's why I don't know. I think most of you guys just load me up and then forget about like the actual stream. You guys just listen because, you know what I mean? Come on. Like, come on, Hell, I don't even know what we're doing for dinner, if we're even doing dinner. I have no clue. I know this much, though. If it comes down to it, thanks to my good friend Dan, I got some Zatarans. Make me some jambalaya. So if it comes down to it, we can do that, Missed my pretty face? Thanks, Viking. Thanks, brother. Yeah. Oh, there you go, guys. I haven't really given you a chance tonight, so there you go. Bald spot sighting. There it is. I hope I didn't blind any of you guys. I know if the artist formerly known as Thorpe were floating around chat, he'd had a smart ass comment to make. That just another 3D printing guy. I hope he starts making some content I hear on the old YouTubes. I'm sure with his quips and his wittiness, people would love to, hang out in his chats. Cataract surgery last year. Now you got to get it done. Yes, sir. It's just the wisdom growing through the hair. There you go. I wish I could say I was a smart man, but if I was a smart man, I'd probably be a little bit different situation that I'm in. Not with my wife and kids, because I love all of them. Sam was having a hard time today too. She gets down on when I get down, she gets down, and she was saying a bunch of dumb shit today. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. She was saying a bunch of dumb shit about how I'd be better off without her and the girls in my life, and it's like that's not true. The decision to marry her and to bring those 3 girls into my life was a great decision. I would never change that. I love those girls. They are my daughters. My wife is like an amazing woman. Yeah, our relationship is hard, but everybody goes through some shit. We're going through some shit. It'll at some point it'll work itself out at some point. It always does. Like we got a grandbaby coming. I mean, come on. How awesome is that? We got a grandbaby coming in August. We're going to be grandparents. This old man's going to be a grandpa in August. My gorgeous wife is going to be a grandma, a Mimi. Actually, she's not going to be a grandma. She's going to be a Mimi. Because Mimi means grandma. And my daughter's been calling her Mimi forever. So, but yeah, old man. Yeah, I know. I'm older than you, Viking. I'm older than you. I'll always be older than you. It'll never change. I don't care what you say. 29 years. It's always hard. Yep. but it's worth it. Exactly, Captain. Exactly. I mean, like, I don't want to do what I'm going through. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through this with anybody else. You know, I love that woman with all my heart. I love them kids, even though they're assholes and they push you to the point where, like, if you just fell into them at the top of a staircase and let them take a tumble once in a while just to, you know, give them a bump, you know, would never do that, but, you know, I love those kids, all of them. I don't want I don't want that part of my life to be any different. I don't. I love the wife. I love the kids. I just wish the financial side could be a bit different. You know, we all want more. Sadly, I need more right now. But once that power bill is wiped out, some way, shape, or form, that gets taken care of. Um, eh, like I said, ideally, I would love to get out from underneath the son of a bitch altogether, not have to worry about it, and just pay the monthly, and not have a balance carry over. But you know, hopefully, you know, hopefully things will change. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm just, oh, getting in my head again. I hope you guys, you know, have a good day. I hope it was a good day. I hope it's a better evening or start to your day or whatever, you know. Yeah, I agree, Captain. I agree. I'm too old for that shit. I don't want to if it didn't work out with my wife, I wouldn't date. Not in the climate that's out there today. Hell no. I wouldn't date. I would probably just stay single, be a grandpa, and you know, spend time hanging out with you guys, and you know, spend it with my kids. I already know that if the wife and I joking, non-joking, like I already know that like if it didn't work out with Sam, I already know that like the girls would never, you know, never write me off. I'd still get to see my girls. You know, they're mine. I don't care that they have, you know, biological fathers. I don't care. They're my girls. I've spent 11 years being in their lives, raising those girls. You know, there's no way, no way that I could ever write those girls off. So I'd always still have them. And I know Sam wouldn't leave anyway, so I'd still have her in the house every day anyway. So, you know, Sam's already told me flat out that if we ever got divorced, she'd have fun kicking me out, which is what she said. So she'd still be in the house, you know. But I mean, a divorce would be nothing more than paperwork. That's all it would be, because we'd still be together. We'd still go places together. We'd still do stuff together because I still want to be with her. You know, there's no divorce in her. There's no divorce in her. She's my other you know, she's my other half, man. She's a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong, but she's my pain in the ass. I don't want nobody else, you know? But yeah, the boys, they may be older, they may be out of the house, but they're still my boys, you know. And Jaden, my oldest daughter, she's, you know, she's one of my bonus kiddos, but she's my daughter, you know. Always there for her anytime she needs something. Even when her and mom are at each other's throats, I'm still there to make sure she's taken care of. You know, do the same thing for Jacqueline. Jacqueline and I go, you know, toe to toe all the time, but still make sure that little girl gets what she needs. Make sure she's taken care of. She stole my car today. She took it to go to my mother-in-law's. She's staying at my mother-in-law's tonight. So Sam's going to get up in the morning with me, and we're going to run out there so I can grab the car and head to work. And then she's either going to come home with mom, or she is going to stay there and I'll pick her up after work. So, but little Miss Jacqueline is like I said, she's very very strong-willed. So we butt heads a lot. Uh, Olivia, Lulu as we call her, she's she's a good kid too. She's, a smart kid, smart mouth. She has a problem with, forgetting to reconnect brain to mouth, so she just usually says what she thinks before she thinks about it. But she's just overall smart kid. And Avery, as much as Avery is my kiddo and puts me through hell, I'll always go to bat for her. She's always going to be daddy's baby. She ain't the baby, but she'll always be daddy's baby. I'll always take care of her. So, but my three boys, they're out doing their thing, man. My oldest son is, he's the head of there's a trucking company around here, not necessarily a trucking company, they're a diesel repair shop for big rigs and stuff. He's been there for 5 years and he's already second shift supervisor. He's 25 years old and he's a second shift supervisor at this place. I mean, he's very, very grounded kid. My second son in line, Zach, is the one that's making us a grandparents. Him and his girlfriend, they're good fit for each other. They really are. Like, she compliments him very well, and I don't know why she tolerates him, but she does. He's a good kid. But he's looking to potentially take over. There's a ice company near us that delivers ice to all the places, all the businesses. He's looking at possibly getting a plant, being a plant supervisor at one of the other facilities that they have. So he's working on that. And then my youngest son, Dom, he bought a house at 19, so he's got his shit together. He's got his head screwed on. He bought a house at 19 and he's still trying to figure out who he is as a person, but he's still, smart as a whip. He's a good kid. So I got a good family, man. I got blessed. I got pretty lucky, man. I mean, 7 kids and 7 great individuals, I'm sure one of them will wind up in jail at some point. Right? 7 kids, come on. Statistically, one of them's going to jail. But, they are amazing kids, man. And like I said, my wife is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, and for some reason she wants to be with this hot mess. So I hit the jackpot there, man. Like, I'm rich in the heart. I always say, I may be broke in the bank, but I'm rich in the heart. Captain, I'm sorry, man. I've been talking. I didn't notice your comment there about your wife or hookers. You don't know which one would be cheaper. The evening's a bit better, Viking. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Oh yeah. But there's a little more kind of heart to heart with you guys. I don't always talk about stuff like that, so but there's a little breakdown of my family, my kiddos. Like I said, I got blessed with a bunch of good kids. I got an amazing wife. She doesn't think that, she's good for me, but she doesn't know everything. She's not very smart sometimes. After all, she did say I do when I asked her to marry me. So that's her fault. She said yes and signed a paper. I told her, I said, are you sure? Like, before we went out there and got married, I said, are you sure you want to go through with this? Is this something you want to do, or are you just doing it because I want it? And she got confused and thought that I was trying to back out. And I'm like, that's not what I just said, is it? Like, she thought I was trying to back out of marrying her that day. And I'm like, that's not why I said what I said. I asked you if you were only doing this because because I wanted this. She still didn't hear what I said. She heard what she heard. But, I knew I was going to marry her when I met her. I mean, I shouldn't say I knew I was going to marry her. I knew I wanted to marry her when I met her. Anybody want to hear that story, since I've just kind of been sitting here talking? Does anybody want to hear the story of how my wife and I met, for those who don't know the story? It's a fun little story. I do know there's some other people streaming that are probably way more entertaining than me right now. So, but um, so my boys, their mother and Sam, her oldest two daughters' dad, had dated in high school, and well, they had split up, and I got together with the boys' mom, and Sam got together with the girls' dad. Um, I had three boys with, the boys' mom, and she had two girls with, with him. They, their relationship had ended, and our relationship pretty much ended because I found out that those two were talking again and making plans to meet up and hook up. So, our relationship ended. Their relationship was already over. They ended up getting back together and getting a place together. So I met Sam on Friday nights. We would drop the kids off at the same time. So Friday night at a set time, we would, be dropping off all of the kids. So they would have them every other weekend, and we would drop them off every other weekend. So I saw her. That's how I met her. I met her dropping off the girls to my ex-wife. And I kind of was a little smitten with her at the time, but I had already gotten into a relationship with my daughter's mom. So I thought she was attractive, and I kind of wanted to get to know her better. And over the years, her family it started inviting us to events and stuff. So like family events that they would invite, me and my daughter's mom and all the kids to these events, and we would hang out and chat and talk, and I'd always, we just couldn't stop looking at her, you know what I mean? Like, she just very appealing to me. And I ended up having some issues with my daughter's mom. The relationship just was not going the right way. And Sam was there to talk to. And it was honestly just talking. Nothing more than just kind of venting and talking, and she would vent and talk because she was in a bit of an awkward situation at the time. She was in a bit of an awkward situation herself, so we both needed, someone to talk to, and that's what we were doing, is just kind of like venting and talking to each other about stuff. And I one day looked her in the eyes and I told her, I said, look, I love you and I care about you. Well, I didn't tell her I loved her, but I said, I care about you, and, whatever decision you make, whether it's the situation she was in, or if it was somebody new, or she went to an ex, or even me, I didn't care, but I wanted to make sure that her and her daughters were taken care of. I want to make sure that you guys were taken care of, that whatever decision you make is the right decision for all of you. And I think after about the third time of telling her that, she may have realized where I kind of stood with everything. And my we went to couples counseling, myself and and my daughter's mom. We went to couples counseling, and in couples counseling, they said, oh yeah, no, this is definitely divorce. This is divorce counseling, not couples counseling. And my daughter's mother did not want to hear that, and we did not return. So, hey Sergio, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. I'm just kind of having story time and just telling some stories tonight. As you can kind of see by the overlay, I'm in a huge shitstorm. A big number. And there's a link. Not asking you to give, but just if you could spread the word for me, it'd be greatly appreciated. As I've been showing everybody, here's my, let me pull it up again here. Let me pull my daughter's chart out of the way. Let me load up my Ameren here. There we go. That's the actual dollar amount, good sir, as of, right now. That's due today, it says. But they tell me that if I pay this much, then I can get a $280 some a month payment agreement for 9 months. So whatever I use per month, add on the 280, whatever it is for the next 9 months, and then it's caught up. So started a GoFundMe for the lowest dollar amount. I mean, ideally get to the $53.89.02, but I don't know that I'm going to get anywhere near that. So just asking if anybody could help to please help. Yeah, Sergio, no, that's, let me kind of give you guys a Cliff Notes version of why the bill is so high. So as Sergio, I know you remember 3 years ago when my furnace went out, I was running my house off of space heaters, and space heaters were running me $1,000 a month for 3 months. So that was $3,000 right there. Well, then we went and hit up, it's called LIHEAP here. It's low income heating, energy, and holy shit, dude, off axis, brother. Fuck me, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I thank you greatly, brother. Like, holy shit. Let me hit that. God damn. But I'll go back to my story before I forget. But no, so the first winter we got hit with $1,000 a month. That was $3,000. Then after that, we hit up the LIHEAP, and they paid, it was like $700 towards gas and electric. And then we also were able to use, because my daughter, again, like I was telling these guys earlier, and some of you know, my daughter has cerebral palsy, so we were able to use a medical exemption to buy us a little more time, which then what they do is they take the balance you owe at that point before the disconnect and roll that in, back up, and then break it down again. So your monthly payment, my monthly payment on the back debt was like $500 a month, and then you add in $2-ish $100 a month in power usage. So it was like $700 a month, and we couldn't afford that. And you pay a little bit here, pay a little bit there, but it's never enough to get caught up, but it's enough to keep the lights on. Then it rolled into the following winter, and we're back on the space heaters. And in Illinois, they won't disconnect your power during the cold months. However, that balance just kept building up and building up. It was another $3,000. So even though we got out of debt, it still rolled over. And then spent this last year, like I said, thanks to my parents, I was able to get get a furnace. So thanks to my parents for paying the $3,500 for the furnace. But even going into this winter, still trying to dig out of that hole, and you pay $200, $300, $400 on the power bill every month, and you owe $6,000-$7,000 in power over the last 2 years. You can't get caught up. Well, now that the weather's getting nice, they're getting ready to do disconnects again, and because we've already used our medical exemption, I talked to LIHEAP, and because we used them in October, there's not much that can be done. It's not to say that they said that it's not that they can't help, but the amount that they can help or would be able to help if and when I get the, not if, but when I get the disconnect, the amount that they can help with is not going to be this much to keep the lights on. So, I mean, at this point, I've got to figure something out. So at the recommendation of Captain, he said, why don't you start a GoFundMe? So I started a GoFundMe, and at the recommendation of my wife, who was tired of me sitting in the house for the last, whatever it was since my last stream, sitting in there sulking and getting all up in my own head. She said, get your ass out of the house tonight, go out and stream. And I said, I don't want to. I want to just sit here and, you know, and she said, I don't care, get the hell out of the house. So here I am. So Captain, he pushed me into the start a GoFundMe. So I did. My wife pushed me to stream. So here I am. No, dude, off axis, brother. It's all good, man. It is all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, the GoFundMe stuff is there though, so blame it on Captain. Yeah, off axis. Just blame it on Captain. He wasn't doing a good enough job of telling you what to do. Blame it on Captain. But no, dude, brother, thank you. This right here, this little this monies you sent me, this Canadian monies. I mean, it's gonna help. It's gonna help. I mean, it pushes the YouTube monies up, and then that means if it's not a direct help right now, it'll be a help for the next month when the bill comes due. So don't worry about it, brother. Thank you very much. All $1.50 of the Canadian. Yep. Yep. But no, guys, like I said, I mean, it's just been rolling over and rolling over, and even when I pay on it as best I can, it still ain't enough. And it's just been rolling over and biting us in the ass every month. Ideally, I would love Sergio, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the 100. Look at that. I told you guys it would pop up right, well, at least not over my face, but by my face. So Sergio, thank you, brother. Greatly appreciated, man. I can't say I'm surprised that you would give, because no matter what, you're always there. You know, heart on your sleeve, man. You are a good human being. So thank you. But nothing wrong with asking for help. I know, Captain. I stream, and I always say the links are in the description. Like, the links are in the Linktree. If you can give, it greatly helps. And WFO, brother, how the hell have you been? I hope you're doing well, man. Like, I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. For those who don't know, WFO Rider, way back in the day, like, I'm going to tell a story about WFO Rider right now. Way back in the day when my channel had less than 100 subs, I was streaming and I made a comment about how I wish I had one of these screens in black. Right here. The Prusa screens. I had made the comment about how I wish I had one of them in black. And do you know what WFO did? He sent me the screen. I bet he doesn't even remember doing that. But I remember him doing that. Sitting here with a torn knee, brother. Fuck. Dude, I'm sorry. I hope it heals fast, and I hope you're not in too much pain, you know? But yeah, I remember that, WFO, brother. I don't forget. Like, certain shit just hits me, and I remember things. And dude, you did that. That was way back in 2020. Like 2020, you did that for me. Because I had made the comment about how I thought it'd be cool to have one of them black screens to put on one of my printers, because they were coming out with all the colors at that time. Torn meniscus. Ugh. Brother, well, I hope prayers for a speedy recovery. Like, I hope that pain can be mitigated in some way so you're not miserable as fuck. You know? But I was saying, like, I remember making a comment about how they were just coming out with, like, all the colored screens, and you could get them in black and white, and I said I'd like, you know, black and white one would be cool, and he sent me one. So, yeah. Got it from Jason. Yeah. Yeah. I do thank you for that, brother. I still remember that, and I'm pretty sure if I dig through all of this stuff, it may be around. Oh wait, no, it's not. It was on the DB3D cube that I was building. I put it on there. I forgot. I did use it. I put it on there, and then I gave it to my buddy Bruce. So my buddy Bruce has it. It's still nearby. It's not that far away. But yeah. It was not the OLED, it was just the regular black and white, because they were coming out with all the black and white, or they had like the black ones, the orange ones, the green ones. They had all the new colors that they were coming out with. Yeah, it wasn't the OLED. Jason ended up sending me an OLED when I would build the from parts, or from the from parts bear kit. Jason sent me a bunch of stuff for that, and he sent me an OLED screen. Yeah. DB3D Dan, OG days. Yeah, because I've been Maker My Nexus now for over a year. I think it's been over a year now that I've been Maker My Nexus. So yeah, the bear build. Yep. I actually talked to Jason a while back about if he still had any bear kits laying around because I'd like to convert this one to a bear. I like the bear frame and I like the rigidity of the bear. So I asked him if he had a bear frame laying around. He said something about possibly he was going to look around, see what he could do, and then send me out one. But I know Jason's a busy guy, and with trade shows and stuff starting to fire up, I know it'll be some time if he can find one. It'll be some time before he sends it. And if he can't find one, it is what it is. My doggo is barking. I think the neighbor's dog is out. But extend session. I'm just keeping my screen up. What I should have did was just made it so that if you guys wanted to send money, I should have figured out a way to make it so you guys could just make payments towards the account, Save you from our kids. I'm sorry, love. You have 20 plus polyalchemy you need to dump. You got a bunch of old polyalchemy filament you want to dump? Well, WFO, I don't know if you still have my address floating around somewhere, but send it on. Send it on, brother. If you want to send it this way, new inbox. Well, hey, honey, there's Captain. Captain says hi. He was the first person to send money to the GoFundMe, by the way. He's the one who pushed me today to start the GoFundMe. So you can blame him for that or thank him for pushing me to do it. But yeah, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry the kiddos are being asshats tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sergio. It's been a while since I've seen WFO. I'm glad to see him on, man. I miss that dude. I miss WFO. It was always great conversation. Lulu ate Avery's pancakes she made. Oh no. And she hid the peanut butter. Oh God, no, not that. See if Amazon will give you a refund on the kids, honey. No, Zachary, bud, don't worry about it, man. Like I said, it's not if it's not something that you're capable of doing, don't worry about it. She waited till she cooked the pancakes and then ran in here and ate them. She broke the microwave now, or they broke the microwave now. You did share it on Twitter. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, good sir. Oh, honey, while you're in here, I did inform these guys that unless some major miracle happens, that there's a good chance. And Zach, since you weren't here earlier, I did inform them that there's a good chance that unless something major happens between now and Rocky Mountain, that sadly we're going to have to most likely cancel our plans. I haven't canceled the hotel room because I don't have to cancel it till 24 hours before we arrive. So I'm going to hang on to the hope and the prayer that we'll be able to make it there. But on the off chance that we're not going to be able to make it to Rocky Mountain, I just want to put that out there that it'll be a hope and a prayer. GoFundMe, Venmo, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you have like a PayPal debit card or like if you have like a debit card, I think it'll work if you want to do that. We definitely can't go. I always keep my hopes low. I know, that's why you married me. Low hopes and low expectation. I love you. But yeah, I don't know WFO. I don't know if they do or not. I don't remember how, like when I set the account up, I had to use a checking account, so I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Venmo is the e-bike 3D printing gig. Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw your files and stuff out there, WFO. I don't remember if I don't have an e-bike, can't afford one. So can't afford the e-bike, therefore I don't necessarily have a need for 3D printed mounts for extended batteries and such. CWFO, you didn't think I was telling the truth. I checked out the models over on Printables, man. To keep the jitter out of the battery, because it rattles a bit. You've got the little bits that go in there. It was a retirement gift to yourself. Well, nice. Hey, with the torn meniscus right now, it'd be nice to have an e-bike. So if you do want to go somewhere, you just twist the throttle and go, man. You don't have to necessarily pedal, which definitely ain't happening right now. So, but yeah, man, I hope you do heal up. But again, to those of you who have sent monies tonight, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. The doctor won't let you get on the bike until after surgery. All right, well, that sucks, but rest up, man. I hope that, like I said, I hope the surgery goes well. I hope the heal time is short and fast, like short and painless, or as pain-free as it can be. But yeah, it's just like I said, the wife just got tired. She's in here now, so she can tell you guys. She just got tired of me being in the house and being all up in my own head. She got tired of staring at me, so she kicked my ass out tonight. She told me to get out here and talk to you guys. So, someone's at the door. Well, take your time, man. Go slow. Don't rush it. If they leave before you get there, they're not important. Yeah, yep. I haven't hopped on a scale in a while. I think I feel like I'm losing some weight. You know, that's a thing that we can sidetrack from for a minute. I think I'm losing some weight. I need to, tomorrow while I'm at work, I'll have to borrow the scale. We don't have a scale in the house. So I have to sneak in tomorrow in the district office there and borrow the scale to see where I'm at. But told my loving, sorry, told the loving missus that I'd like to get down about 20 more pounds, put myself right about the 200-pound mark. So eating some Zatarans tonight might be a good idea. You know, some rice, throw a little protein in there of some sort. Go see, I think we have some chicken in the house, so I can brown up some chicken and then toss it in with the Zatarans and let it just kind of cook up to the end. Be a good thing. A while back for her birthday, she just wanted to, or 206 seconds, so oh, Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Sir, the fact that you're still alive today says a lot about your wife. She ain't killed you yet, man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. My wife.
We're trying to get out the fucking window over here. They've already fell on her glasses, babe. Let's fix them.
Well, then you hand them to me and drop them.
Listen. I was sitting in there, and Avery went to go make pancakes. Okay? And Liv was in there talking to her. And then Avery made pancakes, and Liv was with me. And then Liv goes, I gotta go make sure Avery's okay. Ran in there, snatched her fucking pancakes, shoved them all in her fucking mouth, and was eating them. So the kid started crying, comes running into me crying, and I'm laughing because it's fucking funny, and I'm an asshole. I was like, listen, don't cry. It's okay. I was like, Liv, leave your sister the fuck alone. So Liv gave her a hug. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you cry. said, just go make more pancakes, right?
Yeah.
I said, leave her pancakes alone. She's like, fine. So they're sitting there talking. Avery's making pancakes. By the way, Olivia hid the peanut butter.
Yeah, you said that. I read
Then
that.
Avery went to open the microwave and broke the fucking microwave door. And then I hear Avery scream and take off running and slam the bathroom door. So I'm like, son of a bitch, because I was going to go see what happened to the microwave door, right? And walk in there. Liv is hysterically laughing while pancake is just falling out of her mouth. Because again, she reached over and snatched her fucking pancake that she just made. And sent the kid into crazy, crying in the bathroom because her sister took her fucking pancake again. I was like, just come out here, you still have pancakes on your plate. She's like, I don't know where the fucking peanut butter. She don't know where the peanut butter is. I said, Liv, where's the fucking peanut butter? She's like, it's in the fridge. Because I don't see it. She's like, it's in the lunchbox. You guys are stupid. So I'm like, listen, I'm going to go outside. I have to go talk to Dan. Don't eat her fucking pancakes.
So she's in there eating her fucking
Literally
pancakes.
eating her fucking pancakes.
Yes, she's in there eating her fucking pancakes. You want to come sit on stream and say hi?
No.
Come sit here and say hi. Nobody's seen your pretty face in quite some
My face
time.
is not pretty.
You are fucking beautiful.
You are fucking retarded.
The internet tells me all the time that I punched up with you.
So you know what I told Avery? I
What?
said, honey, listen, you're in 7th grade, you'll be in 8th grade next year. She's, yeah, I'm like, welcome to high school.
Yeah,
And
this
she
is,
goes, oh, she's gonna do this. You're crying again. I was like, why are you crying now? And she goes, because Liv is gonna be in high school with me.
yes.
And she's gonna come take my food
Well, if they have lunch together, she might.
and run away.
Oh, Zachary says he doesn't remember ever seeing your face. So come here.
Zachary who? No,
Zachary
nobody-
3D
I do not
prints.
look like a human being today.
Baby, I look like shit today. I
I
look like a
I
hot
got
mess.
kicked in the fucking head. Can you tell?
I've been in my fucking brain for the last
Well,
how
look,
many days
see
now?
this shit?
Yeah,
You know what that is?
yeah,
Avery's blood
yeah,
everywhere because the little asshole kicked the crap out of me.
yeah.
That's probably why Olivia's being such a fucking twat to her sister, because she woke up at 5:30 this morning.
There, her glasses, other than scratched to shit, are cleaned,
But you fixed it.
straightened back out, and I tightened her arms so they're not. Oh, hold on, let me tighten this one a little bit
Yeah,
more.
she was crying about that. I said, yeah, I could fix it. Just give it here. It's just a fucking screw and whatever. But I don't have the stuff to fix it, so. I can't stay out here long, because I'm pretty sure Olivia's in there eating her pancakes.
Yeah, well, at least come down here and show me your pretty little face. See, there's my beautiful wife.
Can you tell I'm like really ready for the day? Look at this. Look,
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Look at my freaking hair.
Yes, see? You
tighten
tighten the
her
arms. Yes, I
Yeah.
tightened her arms so that way they don't flop around. Okay.
She broke the door. She pulled it, and right where like the part that shuts, she like where the handle is, she just it's fucking broken.
Just add that to the list of things we need to
I
replace.
said, how did you break the door? And Liv was hysterically laughing again. She goes, she wanted the peanut butter. She thought the peanut butter was in the microwave. She goes, where's the peanut butter? Just rip the door.
Well, that one there. See, look, Zachary says you look great. See?
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
But that microwave we got from your brother and sister anyway. It was
Hercules
secondhand
was
from them.
mad because she couldn't find the peanut butter.
Well,
Don't lie.
we got it secondhand from them, and it's been around for a while. So,
King Kong was upset because Olivia stole the peanut butter and hid it.
so now I just, you know what? If nothing else, I'll steal my microwave from work and bring it home. I got that little microwave that it was my cousin John's, wasn't it? That's yeah, I got it from my mom. It was my cousin.
Oh, and they
John's.
were hitting each other with frozen loaves of bread.
Are they frozen or were they the ones in the microwave that
The
we
ones
haven't
in the
froze yet?
freezer. Did you throw some in the freezer?
No.
Oh, then they were regular loaves of bread because Avery was yelling at her. She's like, stop trying to smash the bread, Avery. She goes, you don't need them all. I was like, I do. We're going to eat them. And she goes, but there's 6. We don't need 6.
Yes, we do, because Dad likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They're quick, easy. They're quick and easy to eat.
Then I heard, stop hitting me with the bread.
Yeah, considering we have like 8 bottles of fucking jelly from the pantry.
All I wanted Olivia to do was make me a bowl of cereal, and she went back in there and ate the kids' pancakes.
Yeah. Sergio says hi. You want to come say hi to Sergio? I don't think
Hi,
he saw you.
Sergio.
Sergio's kind of in or out, so he
They're
doesn't.
only 2 years apart.
Hey, watch this. Ready? If I go like this. Oh, Hold on. I got to do this
Oh, that
first.
shit gonna follow you? I'm gonna hide. Bitches, you can't see me now.
They can see the top of your head, though.
Do I have dandruff? Can somebody tell me?
I forgot. I had the camera locked so that it wouldn't move around.
I don't know if I can go back in. I'm gonna call Olivia, see if she has tormented her sister into submission yet.
Yeah. But yes, Avery's glasses are now fixed. Daddy straightened out the arm and I tightened them up.
These kids. Can somebody please save me?
Oh, I can wrap the stream up and we can go
you're
in.
fine. You go right on the stream.
I'm just talking. These guys are probably tired of hearing it anyway. However, Sergio gave $100
Thank you.
and Captain gave 25 and crap. Who was it? Oh, I feel so bad. Marcel was here. I don't know if he's still here. He hasn't said anything in a while, but Marcel gave $50 Canadian.
Sweet. I don't like to live in the dark. I'm not good at the old age thing with no refrigerator or TV or internet. I might die.
Yeah.
If we have nothing to entertain those kids, they'll kill me.
You're not tired of listening? Well, thank you, Zachary. Yeah, I explained to them because they were all trying to figure out how we got to a $5,300 power bill. And I explained to them that, 2 years of being without a furnace and using space heaters at $1,000 a month, and then
Not to mention, with you working and me working, we couldn't afford all of our fucking kids and our bills.
yeah,
Because with groceries, just groceries, it's over $1,000 a month.
and that was more than you made.
That's more than I made. And then the gas to get them everywhere. And
Yeah.
Avery's appointments are always in Peoria, which is freaking ridiculous. Olivia's freaking volleyball shit out of state.
Yeah. Oh,
I know where all our money went. I know.
mm-hmm.
They all grow like weeds. They gotta have new clothes every 2 months.
Yep.
New shoes. Jesus. Those volleyball shoes, $350 a pair.
I know, and then Avery with her leg braces, we get her the Billy shoes, which still end up costing
$90 a pair.
Yeah.
And she needs at least like 4 or 5 for 6 months because they rip because the way she walks.
96 hours of printing. Ugh, Captain, brother. Well, I hope it goes quick, man. 96 hours is a long time.
All right, my darling, I gotta get up.
Okay.
Slowly.
I know. I'm holding. You lift when you're ready because your knees hurt. I know.
My knees.
Hey, they can see you again.
I don't care.
I moved over by you. The camera came over here too.
I don't care.
Love you. Love you.
I love you too.
I think the camera didn't like attach to you this time. Because otherwise it would have went way up there.
They don't need to see that.
I kind of forget that, like, when the light is blue, if you look on the camera here, honey, if the light is blue, that means it's in tracking mode.
I'm in pain, love.
I know, baby. Why don't
It's
you
not-
go in here? There. Now it's green. It won't
I
track.
need that medicine. I need my doctor to send me medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going inside. Hopefully the house isn't going to get down.
Okay. Well, like I said,
Almost positive Avery turned the stove on and tried to light Olivia on fire. I'm not sure, but that's the gist of what I heard. So
okay. Well, I'm probably only going to stream for about another half hour, and then I'm coming in because it'll be 7 o'clock. And
you're coming into crazy. I'm warning you now.
well, I'm going to come in and probably make a peanut butter and jelly or two, and then I wanted some Zatarain's, but I don't want to cook it.
I'm not making it either.
No, so I'm probably just going to make a couple PB&Js and head to bed.
Yep, gotta go.
She opened the door and all I can hear is one kid screaming. And now she's yelling, Olivia, be nice to your sister, quit picking on her. So, yeah. So the youngest daughter has her visitor, and the second oldest, I think, is getting ready to, or is having hers as well. So they're both being crazy. Every time you go to the grocery store, feel you're getting robbed. Yeah, every time you go to the grocery store, yeah. I hear you, Sergio. We've been, sucking up the pride and telling stories. We've been hitting up the food pantry once a month so we can get some shit. So, it's been helping. But even with my raise at work, it still isn't enough. So, trying to go back to school, and I emailed the guy to find out about the classes.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
What?
Nope. I can't do it.
What's up?
She did not eat her pancakes. Instead, she took her ice cream out of the freezer and told her that it's for bears, so she's gonna put it outside her bedroom window at night, so there will be bears out there. And then she started singing creepy, scary songs to her until she got scared and locked herself in the bathroom. And I don't know how to parent this because it's super fucking funny. I think I should only be a grandma.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
don't
be.
think I passed the parenting class because when they can make me laugh, I can't parent. It's not okay.
Yeah. August will get here. You'll be a grandma.
Then can we get rid of the kids?
I've been wanting to, but they just won't leave.
That's what the screaming was. She opened the bathroom door and screamed for me because her sister had her scared to come out of the bathroom. By singing creepy songs and telling her bears will be outside of her bedroom window. Because of a pint of ice cream. But she said I didn't eat her pancakes.
These fucking kids. Ugh.
The funny part is Avery doesn't realize this means that her sister loves her enough to want to mess with her.
Yeah. She wants to emotionally terrorize her because she loves her.
She goes, do you think that our big brothers and sisters didn't do this shit to me?
She says Captain says my 17 and 19-year-old informed us that they are never leaving. I'm scared. Captain, my 20-year-old children, my 23, my 20-year or my in their 20s-year-old sons have all moved out. My 19-year-old daughter has moved out. My 18-year-old daughter, the 15-year-old daughter, and the 13-year-old daughter are all still obviously living at home. The 18-year-old daughter, I hope she'll move out one day, but probably not. At least gas is dropping. Yeah, there is that, Sergio. We went down 10 cents a gallon in the last week. We went from $3.29 a gallon to $3.19 a gallon. So we're down 10 cents. I think I said 20 cents. I meant 10 cents.
Sergio does HVAC, right?
Yeah.
Do they have less people buying since the price of like electricity and shit is so high?
I don't know, Sergio. Are less people upgrading units or buying new units because of the electrical prices? 29-year-old is married and not even in this town, thankfully. Yes. Yeah. My boys are all within about 20 minutes of us.
And I wish they'd move home.
Yeah, the girls can move out, the boys can move back home.
They're so easy.
My boys, like I said, I got pretty lucky. The middle son, he was a handful.
Hey, don't you dare. That's my favorite.
He was a handful. He did a lot of dumb shit, but he never got arrested, knock on wood. But again, with 7 kids, one of them's bound to get arrested. I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the younger 3.
Olivia.
It's going to be one of the younger 3.
No, it's going to be Lulu.
Well, I think the first one to get arrested will probably be Olivia. I think that Jacqueline will be next, and then Avery will follow suit.
Oh, she's fighting with Malfair's kid again.
Lulu is?
Yeah, because Malfair's, well, the one jumped in Liv's face today and was screaming at her, calling her a fucking bitch and all this other shit. And Liv told her to back the fuck up and called her a fat cow or some shit. And then she's bitching to me at home and she goes, I'll throw her in a dumpster. I said, honey, you are 160 pounds, but she is. She's scaled over 3 there, okay? So, like, you can't.
Nope.
But I said, you shouldn't say that to her. She goes, she calls everybody fat. Like, she has any room to talk. She's like, I don't like saying that to people, but if that's what you're going to call everybody else, I'm going to say it back to you. And I was like, but if she called you a bitch, that's rational and true. She goes, not the point. And went about her little fucking tirade with me, and I was like, all right, cool, you don't like this kid.
Yeah. Hey, you do realize too, young lady, that mom's car is currently sitting at their house. You want to stop running your mouth?
Oh no, because her mom, I talked to her mom. She's like, no, my kid's a dick. You tell your daughter, go have at her.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but I'm just saying, like,
No, they're still gonna work on that.
need to head out, me amigo. Keep your
Oh.
head up and wind. Oh, and the wind to your back. Yeah. You keep pushing the GoFundMe,
nice to you.
Captain. Yeah, not really. HVAC is a must-have. So yeah, he's saying he hasn't seen any
I
changes
would
in
think
it.
that there would be, because like,
No.
well, I guess now an actual like HVAC
Yeah.
is cheaper than window units.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dumb. Never mind.
Yeah, considering again the cost of the furnace per month running over winter was way less than what it cost us to run the fucking space heaters.
Yeah. It was weird having the furnace. I was always warm. I'm like, it's too fucking hot in here.
Yeah, there were moments when it was too hot.
Because it hit 65. It's too hot.
Love you.
Okay, I love you too, but I don't hear screaming this time. I'm gonna make it in the house.
Okay. Yeah, HVAC, that's the field I went, when I went to go back to school, I was like, IT is great, but I think I should get into HVAC, and I was going to do HVAC. Kind of wish I had. Because like you said, it's a necessity, and it tends to pay better. I realistically, the position I'm in, for as long as I've been in it, I should be making probably 40 to 50 bucks an hour. I'm not even making 30. And again, that's one salary. So you figure the average couple has two incomes of $20+ an hour in most families. In most, not all, but in most families, they have two $20+ an hour salaries in an average living, not in this craziness. And I'm not making enough to cover two salaries. So last year was really good. This year is getting off to a slow start, but picking up now. Well, that's good. I hope they keep you busy, Sergio, but busy in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, keeping you profitable, good sir. Hope you make money. Always sending good juju to you guys. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've only got about another 12 or 18 minutes left in me, guys, and then I'm gonna go make some PB&Js. It'll be 7 o'clock my time, and I'm gonna head to bed. I think after that, eat a couple PB&Js and hit the head and head to bed. So, but I thank you guys for coming and listening tonight and just letting me kind of chat. It's been nice to, you know, reminisce a little bit about some of the, you know, some of the stuff from the past and get out of my head a little bit. I mean, I'm still in there, obviously, but, you know, thinking about other stuff, talking about other stuff. That beautiful wife of mine. I did get pretty lucky with her. She got the looks. She got the brains. Except for when it comes to me, her dumbass married me. But she's a good woman. So, but yeah, this stream has just been, you know, it's nothing more than just hanging out. I appreciate the help, guys. I know that when I finally get some stuff figured out, I always talk about how I'd like to redo the office out here, the garage out here, and have more space and stuff. But obviously, it's a long time away. It's a long time away. But one day I would like to be able to redo the garage and, you know, have a nice big office out here, comfortable office with, you know, proper heating and cooling. I'll have to hit up Sergio and have him maybe come on out and we'll do some live streams and install some sort of a heating and cooling solution out here in the garage when I can finally get the garage done. But yeah, I don't know that I got 15 minutes left in me, guys. Somebody say something. Let's talk about something. Try and give you guys a decent stream tonight, since I haven't streamed in a while. Do some final things in your attic. Yeah, I've been watching the videos and the build stuff. It's been fun to watch the transformation, good sir. Studio over today. Yeah, been watching the transformation. It's been fun to watch, good sir. I would like to take over the entire garage, but in order to do that, I gotta clean out a bunch of crap that's in here. What I'd like to do is just take out the door that's in the front here. There's two garage doors. It's a two-car garage with two separate doors. I'd like to take out the door on this side in front of me here. I'd like to take that out, wall it up, put in a window and a door, like a man door. Redo the windows around the outside of the garage with some better rated windows. And then it's a cement block or cinder block garage all the way up to the roof. So I'd like to go all the way around, frame it up and insulate it, run electrical through everything. And then there's a set of stairs in the back corner here that go up to an attic space. So basically I'd like to clean out the whole garage, attic space and everything, get rid of all the old stuff, just get rid of it. And then move the stuff down here that's important upstairs. And then open up basically the whole downstairs here and just make it one big open space. Replace the other garage door with a nice insulated garage door so that in the winter I can have some kind of a heater in here, and if I ever need to get big equipment in or out or big printers in or out or whatever, I can open that garage door and bring it in and out as I need to. So ideally it'd be nice to have, you know, a separate heating and cooling unit out here for this space. I'd like to wall off and put a door to go upstairs so that this way that basically right behind me here where you see the printers, just wall all the way across. You know, just wall it off all the way across from one side of the garage over here to that side, all the way over there. Put a door at that end because that's where the stairs go up, is at that end of the garage. But just build a wall and obviously build a wall out back there and insulate it real well. And then underneath the stairs here, depending on what kind of a unit I would put in, it could go in under the stairs here. Because if I unlock this, and then actually if I lock it, and I go like this, here. See, there's the staircase going up. Underneath there is where I could put like some kind of a heating and air conditioning unit of some sort, you know. Playing Mr. Mom tonight, Fabrico. Good to see you, Shammy. I hope you're doing well, man. Have kids while the wife has a conference. So no sound, just popping by to say hi. All right. Well, hi, Shammy. Good to see you, man. I hope you have a good evening playing Mr. Mom. Yeah. Go and rest, restart in the morning, or restart the day tomorrow, and look forward to the weekend, because especially since you're getting up now near 70. Yeah, I know, Sergio, you are a machine, man. Like, you are, sorry, you're kicking butt, dude. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. You look good for your age and sprier than ever, I think. But like I was saying, it'd be, even if I could get a gas line around and run like a small, like, heating and air conditioning unit out that wall, put something in there and just have it just blow into here, and just kind of wall all the way across, and then put like a door there and just hide that there. And then with the wall going all the way across with like a door here for that unit and then a door at the other end, that whole back wall from door to door could just be shelves and printers. And then up there in front of, like I said, it'd be nice to have a man door and a window there to come through, then have an insulated garage door just over there. And then I could move my desk area up and have like the main desk area, and then that would leave me plenty of floor space to have like an actual like camera up above looking down over a work table where I could actually have the projects. And then when I want to have like a stream like this where I'm just hanging out, I can just sit at my desk up there. You'd have a nice little backdrop with some printers and rack with some filament and stuff maybe. And then, you know, miscellaneous parts, some shelving or some racking to put old printers on as they come to me. I know that some people have said that they've got some old printers laying around that if I can figure out how to get them to me, I could have them. Wish I was able to cover some shipping and get some printers to me, some filament to me, whatever. I know I need to kind of go through my filament and burn this stuff up. I just need to find some little miscellaneous knickknacks and whatnot that I can print to get rid of some of this stuff here, some of this stuff back here, get it all printed up and used up, and then ideally, you know, get some new filaments in to have for just all kinds of stuff. Love to get me a nice little blend of my Jesse and my Polymaker, get a nice little blend going there, and get some more ambrosia. I like the ambrosia stuff. It's nice. 70 is the weather this weekend. I turn 72 next month. Damn, brother. Yeah, like I said, man, you look good for your age. That's what I'm saying. Like you definitely don't look your age. You are definitely a very youthful looking gentleman. So yeah, but all right, guys, it's about 8 minutes earlier than I want to wrap this up, but I'm gonna go get me some peanut butter and jellies and probably head to bed. I've been talking a lot and in and out of my own for, you know, a couple hours now, and pretty much the last few days. My stream is dipping out, which is weird because the quality was still pretty good, but it went red. That was weird. It's the first time I've seen it. I've had 0.1% frame drop over the last 2 hours and 19 minutes or 18 minutes of streaming. So dropped frames is, it's funny, it says 0.1% and it says the total number of dropped frames was 699 frames dropped. So it's crazy. But again, guys, thank you very much for like hanging out. You guys are awesome. I thank you guys for the help. Like I said, I've been kind of beating myself up for a little while, and wasn't sure what I was going to do. Still don't have a damn clue as to what I'm going to do, but if you guys share out that link and help me out, greatly appreciate it. Just, yeah. But yeah, all right. Well, guys, I guess you know, it's my my usual routine, the usual, like stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing and all that fun stuff. And remember, old printer is better than no printer. And I thank you guys. I really do. Like, deep down, like, you guys are awesome. Just hanging out and chatting. Spread the word if you can. And I hope you guys all have an awesome night. So, I'll talk to you guys all later. Yeah. Bye, guys.